Happy Thanksgiving, Broncos country. Welcome back to the channel, here to preview the Denver Broncos at the Washington Commanders. Sunday Night Football. Going to be a big one. I'm glad they did not flex this game out. Definitely wanted to see these boys play on prime time. And they should be well rested for this game. We got a lot of guys coming back. So hopefully we can see this team put together one of their first complete games of this season now that everybody's here. I feel like we've had, flashes of offense being great, the defense being great. We just haven't put it together yet. And that's the great thing about it. We're sitting 9-2, and I don't feel like we played our best ball yet. So maybe this is the week. It is going to be on the road. But let's talk about it. So first things first, I was going to make a community post about these extensions, but I was like, whatever, let's put it in. We'll talk about it in the preview video. So first off, we got our center lockdown. I believe he got a 4-year extension. Luke Wattenberg. And then locked down one of our interior linemen, to a 3-year contract, which was Malcolm Roach. Another guy who I hope we extend is John Franklin Myers, but just with all the extensions getting thrown around and none of them going to him yet, I'm starting to believe that they might be preparing for him to walk free agency. But I'm glad they brought Malcolm Roach back. I think he's a great interior pass rusher. So happy with that. The Wattenberg, I don't know. I thought he was a decent center. Or I think he is a decent center. I'm acting like, he's leading the team. But we got one of the best O-lines in the league. Super consistent. I think the Broncos just wanted to make sure they paid all of them, which all of them are under contract. They're all locked down. And that's kind of what we had been preaching for years. You need to lock down the trenches. You need to build those up. And then once you get it, you got to lock them down. So O-line's locked down. D-line, for the most part, is locked down. So things look good. And then I believe I did post about Will Lutz getting his extension. But, we handed out a couple extensions. So, but Will Lutz definitely deserved it. I mean, the dude has been clutch for us this season. I think he had one missed kick against the Colts, but he's made like 5 game-winning field goals for us. So, not surprised on that. Very happy about that as well. I'm glad that we got a kicker that we can trust, keep around for a while. I was reading this as well. The Broncos actually have 10 players on IR right now. Seems like a lot. Season-ending IR, they got the fullback Michael Burton, O-line Nick Gargiulo, outside linebacker Johnny Walker, and then defensive end Matt Henningsen. Short-term IR, which this is something crazy that we'll talk about at the end of the players here. Inside linebacker Drew Sanders, which he's actually eligible to come back now. So we'll see if they bring him back. Ben Powers, he's a possible December return. Lucas Kroll, possible December return. Linebacker Karen Reed, eligible week 16. O-line Matt Pert, the timeline says uncertain. And it says J.K. Dobbins. There is a possible, if they make it to the Super Bowl, it's possible he could return and play in that game. But so pretty lengthy list. Let's look at the actual injury report heading into this game of guys that are actually potentially available. Start with the road team, Broncos. 3 players full: Pat Bryant, Jonathan Cooper, Alex Singleton, which, man, crazy if Alex Singleton comes back in this game, because literally just got the cancer diagnosis and got the surgery like a week, maybe 2 ago, and he's back playing now. The dude is tough as nails. Much respect to him. And it's going to be big for the defense if he comes back. He plays a certain role on that defense, but he plays it really well, in my opinion. So, 2 players limited, Jonah Ellis and Pat Surtain, which, saying Pat Surtain, would be nice to get him back as well. I think the corners have been locking it down without him, but you always want to have your reigning defensive player of the year on the other side of the ball. So, yeah, I hope he comes back in this one. I expect him to come back in this one, but he was limited, so we'll see how he goes for the rest of the week. And then DMP Nate Atkins, I'm not surprised on that one. I don't think he's going to play. For the Commanders, they got a pretty long injury report. 4 players full: Will Harris, Drake Jackson, Al Cahoe, and Ben Sinot. Limited, 6 players limited: Traylon Burks, Noah Brown, Jaden Daniels, which I don't expect him to play. If he does play, I'll be surprised. But that's what, everybody wants to see, is the Jaden Daniels versus Bo Nix, including me. So that would be cool if he played. I don't think he's going to play in this one, but we'll see. Jalen Lane, Frankie Lavu, and Terry McLaurin. Yeah, he's limited, so that's another big player for them as well. If he comes back, definitely going to hope Pat Surtain plays in this one. He's a pretty solid wide receiver. But, yeah, it's another one to look out for. 5 players DMP. Zach Ertz and our buddy old pal Von Miller. This is going to be a bittersweet game for me. It's going to be weird seeing Von Miller on the other side of the ball. I mean, we've already seen it, I feel like, a few times. I feel like when we played the Bills, we saw it. But, yeah, it's just weird for me. I'm still not used to seeing Von Miller on the other side of the ball. I mean, I'm very confident he'll come back and sign a 1-day contract to retire Bronco when it's all said and done. And the crazy thing is, he actually went on his YouTube channel and he was talking about how he tried to come back to the Broncos, but he looks at things from a GM standpoint because he wants to become a GM someday. And he said this Broncos team, it just didn't make sense for him to come back on because, yeah, there really wasn't a spot for him. I mean, we had guys coming off the bench that there is no drop-off with this team. We got so much depth on this defense, it's insane. So it just didn't make any sense, and it sucks. But like I said, man, he's going to be a 1-day contract signee. I guarantee it. And then DMP with an illness, Tyler Ott and Chris Rodriguez Jr., and then another player with rest, Laramie Tunsil. So I'm going to look at the depth chart of the Commanders. If Jaden Daniels doesn't get the go, which I don't expect him to, it will be Marcus Mariota taking the reign. Yeah, Deebo Samuel's another guy we're going to have to watch out for. This one, I expect them to target him a lot. Then, yeah, Zach Ertz. Solid tight end. That's actually one of the guys who I was wanting, because I think he's a free agent, if I'm correct, before the season. It's a guy who I was hoping we would pick up, but just never happened. Looking at their offense, whoa. They got Chris Paul playing left guard. I didn't know he played football. No joke. Left tackle, Laramie Tunsil, and then left guard's Chris Paul. Oh, okay. You do you, boo. I mean, maybe that's why he's retiring from the NBA. He's like, I want to play football. But, yeah, other than that, let's go to their defense. Bobby Wagner, oh, yeah, they got, I mean, a couple years ago, that would have been nasty, having Bobby Wagner and Von Miller. I mean, they're both up there in age now. I mean, it's still the same guys. They're just not as dominant as they once were. De'Aaron Payne, so, Preston Smith, Javon Kinlaw. So their defense isn't too shabby. All right, they got some guys on their defense that I actually think are pretty solid. So, yeah, that's probably leading into one of my 3 keys, how the Broncos can get a victory in this game, which we're going to talk about right now. I have no bonus to speak of in this preview video. I don't know. I just couldn't find anything else to talk about. Normally I'd talk about something way off topic, like some futuristic thing for the Broncos, but I don't have anything in this one, so we're just going to do the 3 keys, the prediction, we're out. So, 3 keys. Number 1, we're going to have to slow down the Commanders' rushing attack. They currently average 138.5 yards per game and 4.9 yards per carry. They're top 5 in rushing, so yeah, that's going to be an issue. It's going to be an issue. Chris Rodriguez, third-year running back, and then they got the rookie Chris Merritt. But yeah, they have so far 77 yards rushing, 44 first downs, and 7 touchdowns. So it's pretty solid, if you ask me. So we're gonna have to find a way to slow them down. But thankfully, our runs stopping ability is pretty good. I mean, opponents, we've held them to 88.5 yards per game on average. So, I mean, that's doable right there. You're going to give up some yards rushing. It's just going to happen. But, yeah, the only time we gave over 100 yards rushing was to Jonathan Taylor when we played them in week 2. He had 165 yards. So, yeah, but that's just who JT is. He's a dog, so it's tough to stop that guy. Anyway, that's got to be first key. Second key, it's going to be our offense versus their defense. We're going to have to find ways to put up points. And, I mean, I'm really interested to see how we do against Bobby Wagner. I mean, he's a great middle linebacker. When he was a free agent, he's definitely a guy who I was radaring. I was hoping we would get him. But, yeah, I'd like to see how Bo does against him, see if he can confuse him a little bit. And, yeah, hopefully we don't let Von Miller go off. That's another thing. I always think about that. So, but, yeah, Wagner, he has, 107 tackles this season. 2 sacks, 6 tackles for loss, 2 passes defended, and an interception. So, yeah, it's another guy we're going to have to look out. But, yeah, he's their green dot linebacker. And then Alex Singleton, if he comes back, I mean, he's our green dot linebacker as well. So, yeah, big matchup there. But, yeah, definitely like to see how our offense does against their defense. But I would really like to see them target Pat Bryant more in this one. I think Pat Bryant is showing flashes, and I think he's on pace to have a game where he just breaks out and has an amazing game. And a lot of people see him as being a future wide receiver 1. So, yeah, I'd like to see them feed him the ball a little bit more. But yeah, give her a steady dose of balls to Cortland Sutton and Marvin Mims. And then, Troy Franklin. I like the guy, but, man, he just needs to find some consistency. And maybe this is the game that he finds that. So, with all that being said, and then third key, it's always the turnover battle, especially on the road. You cannot give their home team and get their fans all riled up after turnovers. And, I mean, I say that every week, but, yeah, so those would be my 3 keys in this one. And this, I believe in my preseason prediction, I predicted this as a loss. But I predicted Jaden Daniels was going to play in this game. At this point in time, I believe I'm going to switch my prediction. I'm going to take the Broncos in this one. And I'm going to go... I'm going to go 27-19. I'm going to go with an 8-point victory here. I think it will be close when people think. I think we'll probably start out slow. I think we'll get it together second half, which is what we've been doing all year. And especially on the road, it's going to be a little tougher. We haven't played in a while. I mean, maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe they needed the rest. They're just going to be firing on all cylinders. They're going to look like this juggernaut. But I don't know. I'm just getting the feeling that it's going to be kind of ugly to start out with. But we'll pick it up. We'll end up getting the victory. So I'm going to go 27-19. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. Let me know your predictions, your thoughts on how this one's going to go. And other than that, stay safe. Be good. Hope you all have a happy Thanksgiving. Eat a bunch of turkey. And spend time with your families. Very important. And I will see you guys after the game Sunday night with a recap. Peace.